What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Plus Unit Picks, baby. Drop that like and hit the subscribe on the video right now before we do anything else. All right. A quick recap. Yesterday on the free plays, the Jaylen Brown play is a win. That was the first one of the night. Hit that cash, no sweat, very easy. Still waiting on the other two games to finish. So it's the San Antonio game and also the Houston Rockets and the Lakers. They're playing for the 9:30 game. So we're waiting on Keldon Johnson, Jabari Smith. Those two plays need to play out. Hopefully we can go for a sweep. Check out my winnable page for the final update the moment they close out. Link is in the description. It's also pinned in the comments section. If you're not signed up already, go check that out, guys. Seriously. The VIP Straight Bet group keeps producing NBA and MLB plays every night. Sometimes I'll drop sharp plays, not really just props, but sharp plays regarding spreads, totals, and money lines wherever I see the value. So there's different ways you guys can sign up and get access without paying, right, for the meantime. But anyway, aside from that, I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Tonight is going to be game 2 night for NBA Wednesday. It's the playoffs, right? 2 huge series. 3 nice plays that I see between the Pistons and Magic game and the Thunders and the Suns game for the later game. So let's get into it, guys, real quick. But before we do, if you're not signed up with Better yet, you're totally missing out. You're doing it all the way wrong if you're sports betting and you're not building your bankroll via free money by sign-up bonuses. So if you're not signed up with them, they're offering a $200 sign-up bonus for new users. It's one of the by far one of the best platforms out there in terms of bonuses that as far as value that they're offering. So if you use my code +1 PLUS1 and download the app from the App Store or scan the QR code, however you do it, Google Play, whatever, send me a screenshot that you signed up. I'll give you an extra 30 days free to my winnable VIP paid membership. Okay, so I mean, you're getting access not only to a bonus with a nice sports book with access to props, but you're also getting free plays from me, the expert. So I'm going to send that directly to your phone or directly to your email the moment I drop my plays. So don't miss out on that. If you're already on Better, check out Novig. They have a really good bonus and their platform is awesome. Like, I love using them. So Novig has a program where if you sign up for them as a new user, you get basically, if you spend $5, you get a $50 deposit to your sports betting account. So that's another bonus program they're offering over at Novig. If you use my code PLUSUNIT, PLUSUNIT, that will unlock the bonus. And also, if you send me another screenshot that you signed up with my code, I'll get you another 30 days free, guys. So that's some serious value. You're essentially walking away with $250 in sign-up bonuses for doing nothing. And then also you're getting 30 days free to my VIP and winnable paid membership, and then another 30 days free. So that's a total of 60 days, So let that sink in, guys. Don't miss out on the easy stuff. So with that being said, we're going to move into the first play on the card of the free plays, which is going to be Isaiah Stewart. We're going to take Isaiah Stewart. We're going to fade him on block shots, under 1.5 block shots. So that's the first game of the night for game 2 NBA Wednesday, Orlando versus Detroit. Orlando actually shocked Detroit with an upset in game 1. So anyway, Isaiah Stewart, we kind of know what his role is. He's more of an enforcer for the Detroit Pistons. He just had 1 block in game 1 against the Magic, so he's averaging 1 blocks per game on the season also. So that's exactly at his floor, and you need 2 blocks, obviously, to cash it, which only happens in his best defensive performances. He was held to 19 minutes in game 1, 3 points, minimal impact. So, yeah, that's what happened. Orlando ran Detroit off the court. They won by 11. Total shocker, total upset. Stewart is not getting an extended run in a game where the Magic are going to push the pace again. So 1 block or 0 is most likely the outcome here. Just going to dive into the numbers really quick. with outlier.bet, one of my best tools that I like to use when I do my prop analysis and matchup analysis. So over the last 5 games, if you faded Isaiah Stewart, you would have cashed 80% of your tickets. He had 2 blocks against the Charlotte Hornets and no blocks against the Milwaukee Bucks. Over the past 10 games, it looks like against Philly he had 2 blocks. And then, of course, it's that Charlotte game. But you would have cashed 80% of your tickets if you faded them on blocks. And then over the past 20 games, you would have cashed 75% of your tickets. So he's not a Ben Wallace at all. You may think he is, but he's not. So anyway, Isaiah Stewart, center-wise, you know, go ahead and lock that in, 1.5 or under 1.5 blocks. You would be doing yourself a disservice if you tried to take the over, in my opinion, based upon these stats. So yeah, that's going to be the first pick, a defensive one. And then the second pick is we're gonna move over to the other side of the ball. Paolo Banchero, the Orlando Magic, you know, arguably the best player that they have, right? So we're gonna take him on a defensive stat as well. We're gonna go under on blocks, 1.5 blocks and steals. So he's not a defensive stats guy. We know he's more of an offensive guy. He averages just 0.6 blocks and 0.6 steals combined per game this season, which puts him right at 1.2 combined on his average. In game 1, he just had 1 steal and 0 blocks. That is one combined defensive stat in a 37-minute playoff performance. Okay, to cash the more on or the over on this, you need Banchero to have an outlier defensive night. And that just is not who he is. He's a scorer and a playmaker first. To be honest, he's been a little inconsistent on that side, but he definitely stepped up last game, which surprised me. The blocks and steals come in bunches, you know, and then they kind of disappear in the next. So he's averaging already. His average is sitting below that, so we're going to lock that in. And we're going to check out outlier.bet. Under 1.5 blocks and steals. So if you, over the past 5 games, it's at 60% if you faded him. He did go over against Charlotte, and he went over against Chicago of those 5 games, 2 of those 5 games. Not too worried about that. Over the past 10 games, you would have cashed 60% of your tickets. He went over against Detroit. He had 3 steals on April 6th, and then he had 2 steals and 1 block against the Pelicans. And then I had talked about the Chicago and the Charlotte game. So anyway, over the past 20 games, it's also at 60%. He's pretty steady as far as blocks and steals going underneath that number. And then, of course, the head-to-head matchup is even at 60%. So it's 60% across the board. It checks out for me. I'm taking that all day. Lock that in as the number 2 free play. And then the third and final pick, we're going to go to the 8:30, the second game of the night, and I believe it will be the recap. It's going to be OKC versus Phoenix. We're going to fade Devin Booker on points. Yeah, we're going to fade Devin Booker on points. So they just, you know, the Thunder just blew out Phoenix by 35 in game 1. It was, oh my God, it was like boys against men against boys, you know, 119-84. Booker scored 23 points in the blowout, but he played only 33 minutes before the game got out of hand. So in game 2 on the road, you know, OKC, you know, Phoenix is going to need to grind every possession to stay competitive. And OKC's length and defensive intensity will make Booker work harder for every bucket. So he's averaging 26.1 on the season, but his floor in tough, you know, in these tough matchups is shown around 20 to 23 points. When defenses are locked in. So OKC, they're a really good defense, right? They got a lot of bodies they can throw at them. They're deep. So OKC, they're one of the best teams in the West defensively, so they're not going to let Phoenix get comfortable. They're not going to let Booker get to his spots easily. We know that. So I think we can lock this in at under 22.5. In his play-in loss to Portland, he finished exactly at 23 in a 35-point blowout. So anyway, if this stays close, it'll tighten up defensively, but I don't know. It may not stay close. Let's dive into the numbers really quick. over the past 5 games. If you faded Booker on points at 23.5, you would have cashed 60% of your tickets. He had 37 in a game against Dallas of those 5 games, weak defense. And then he had 31 against the Rockets. It's not a weak defense, but hey, willing to take our chances there. And what I like the most here is the head-to-head matchup. You know, he had 23 points, as I had mentioned, against the Thunder in game 1. He had 24 against them on January 4th. But if you go back, I mean, if you go back 6 games and he's not hitting that number 83% of the time against that team, that's a strong, very compelling stat line. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to lock that in as our 3rd and final pick, guys. So that should about do it. We're just going to do a recap. We're going to go with the under 1.5 blocks for Isaiah Stewart. We're going to go with the under 1.5 blocks and steals for Paolo Banchero. And then finally, as I had mentioned, Devin Booker on the under 22.5 points. So, you know, that should about do it, guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you like, what you didn't like, what you're going to tell versus what you're going to fade. And also, don't forget to check out my winnable. Don't forget to check out the offers as far as Better, and also what Novik has. If you use my code through Better +1, that unlocks the bonus. I get you a free 30 days, you know, free paid VIP membership. If you use my code on Novik, which is +unit, that also gets you another 30 days, which is a total of 60 days, guys. So don't do this wrong, guys. Seriously. But that should about do it, man. I wish you guys the best of luck. I'll talk to you guys later.